The Earth is heating up, our climate is changing at an alarming rate. This isn't a distant threat, it's happening now. From melting glaciers to extreme weather events, the signs are undeniable. We are at a critical juncture. The primary driver is human activity. Our reliance on fossil fuels releases massive greenhouse gases. These gases trap heat, warming the planet. This disrupts Earth's climate system. The urgency cannot be overstated. We are witnessing more frequent and intense heat waves, droughts, and wildfires. Sea levels are rising as glaciers and ice sheets melt. These changes threaten our ecosystems and existence. The time for complacency is over. We must act now. The scientific consensus is clear. Climate change is real. It's caused by human activities, and it poses a significant threat to our planet and future generations. We have a moral imperative to address this crisis and leave a habitable planet for those who come after us. The solutions exist. We need the collective will to implement them. Climate change is wreaking havoc on our environment, disrupting ecosystems and threatening biodiversity. The warming planet is pushing many species to the brink of extinction as their habitats disappear. Coral reefs are particularly vulnerable to rising ocean temperatures and acidification. Rising sea levels pose an existential threat to coastal communities and ecosystems. Coastal erosion is intensifying, putting millions at risk of displacement. Low-lying island nations face the possibility of complete submergence. Extreme weather events are increasing in frequency and intensity. Heat waves are becoming more common, leading to heat stroke and wildfires. Droughts parch lands, while intense rainfall causes floods and landslides. These events disrupt agriculture, displace communities, and strain resources. The environmental consequences of climate change are far-reaching and interconnected. From the poles to the tropics, ecosystems are changing rapidly. We are witnessing a decline in biodiversity and an increase in extreme weather events. These changes threaten not only nature, but also our well-being and survival. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it's a profound public health crisis. The warming planet directly impacts human health, leading to heat-related illnesses, respiratory problems, and infectious diseases. Vulnerable populations, including children and the elderly, are disproportionately affected. Extreme heat events and deteriorating air quality exacerbate these health issues. Climate change also expands the range of infectious diseases. Mental health impacts like anxiety and PTSD are increasingly apparent. Section 4, a global imperative. The path to climate action. Addressing the climate crisis requires a multifaceted approach, encompassing a rapid transition to clean energy, sustainable land management practices, and global cooperation. Reducing our reliance on fossil fuels is paramount. We must accelerate the deployment of renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal power. Energy efficiency measures, both in our homes and industries, are equally crucial. Protecting and restoring our forests is vital in the fight against climate change. Trees act as carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Deforestation, primarily driven by agricultural expansion and logging, releases this stored carbon back into the atmosphere, exacerbating the greenhouse effect. Sustainable forest management practices, reforestation and afforestation, are essential to mitigate climate change. Climate change is a global challenge that requires global cooperation. International agreements such as the Paris Agreement provide a framework for collective action. Countries must commit to ambitious emissions reduction targets and work collaboratively to achieve them. Technology transfer and financial assistance from developed nations to developing countries are crucial to enable a just and equitable transition to a low-carbon future. Section 5. Empowering change from individuals to nations. Combating climate change is not just the responsibility of governments and corporations. It requires the active participation of individuals, communities, and civil society. Every action counts, and collectively we can make a difference. By adopting sustainable practices in our daily lives, we can reduce our carbon footprints and inspire others to do the same. Simple changes in our homes and transportation habits can have a significant impact. Reducing energy consumption by using energy-efficient appliances, switching to LED lighting and improving insulation can make a difference. Opting for public transportation, cycling, walking or carpooling whenever possible reduces our reliance on fossil fuel-powered vehicles. Supporting businesses and organizations committed to sustainability is another impactful way to contribute. Choosing products with recycled content, supporting companies with strong environmental track records, and advocating for sustainable practices within our communities can drive positive change. Raising awareness about climate change and engaging in constructive dialogue are crucial for driving action. Talking to friends and family, sharing information on social media, and contacting elected officials to voice concerns can amplify the message and encourage collective action. Section 6, a race we must win. The climate crisis is one of the most pressing challenges facing humanity, but it is not insurmountable. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the ingenuity to avert the worst consequences of climate change and build a more sustainable and equitable future. What we need now is the collective will to act, and to act decisively. The transition to a low-carbon economy will not be without its challenges, but the benefits far outweigh the costs of inaction. By investing in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable practices, we can create new jobs, improve public health, and protect our planet for generations to come. Delay is not an option. The longer we wait to act, the more severe the consequences will be. We must act now with urgency and determination to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, adapt to the changing climate, and build a more resilient and sustainable future for all. The future of our planet and the well-being of generations to come depends on the choices we make today. Let us choose wisely and let us choose to act.